Well, this team absolutely sucks. The Giants lost to the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football 24-3. The New York Giants have not scored a touchdown at MetLife Stadium. The Giants have been outscored at MetLife Stadium 64-3 in 2 games this season. It is an absolute joke. Brian Dable, you shouldn't be embarrassed. This team is the worst team in the National Football League. You look at what the stats say, and they're not good. It's embarrassing. It truly, truly is. The Giants cannot do anything right. They can't block. They can't run the ball. They can't catch. They can't move the ball. They can't tackle. They can't play special teams without committing penalties. Somebody asked me what the Giants are good at, and I don't have an answer. I don't know what the Giants are good at. The Giants did not lose because of Daniel Jones. The Giants did not lose because of the offensive line. The Giants did not lose because of the defense and Mike Kafka. The Giants lost because they are a terrible football team. From the top to the bottom, they are bad. They are extremely bad. I'll ask you, though, why did the Giants lose to the Seattle Seahawks? A lot of ways you could go. They are really, really bad. Let's start with some injury news. To make matters worse, John Michael Schmitz left the game, I think, midway through the first quarter with a shoulder injury. He did not return. So the lineman that you picked in the second round, the only improvement you made on the offensive line after you got your teeth kicked in by the Philadelphia Eagles last year in the playoffs, is now out with a shoulder injury and did not return. Daniel Bellinger also left this game with an injury, and he did not return. So Daniel Bellinger is dealing with a knee. He is hurt, did not return. And John Michael Schmitz is hurt, and he did not return. We'll get into some stats and some jaw-dropping numbers from today's game. But first, I got to tell you guys about our proud sponsor, ZBiotics. Go to zbiotics.com/chatsports. Use the promo code ChatSports, and you're going to get 15% off your first order. ZBiotics is a pre-alcohol probiotic and is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. ZBiotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. It's designed to work like your liver, but in your gut where you need it most. Drink ZBiotics before drinking alcohol. Drink responsibly and get a good night's sleep to feel your best tomorrow. This Halloween, pair your candy and cocktails with ZBiotics to avoid a spooky next morning. That's zbiotics.com/chatsports. And remember to use the promo code ChatSports at checkout for 15% off. Thank you, ZBiotics, for sponsoring today's video. Alrighty. Here are some stats. Thing is, I don't think the Giants defense really played all that bad. They did give up 24 points to the Seahawks, but Daniel Jones is responsible for 14 of them. He fumbled inside his own territory. I think it was close to the red zone, if not closer to the 10. And then he threw a pick six to Devin Witherspoon. Not sure what he was doing there. He also had another interception that was dropped by Tariq Woolen that hit him right in the chest. He was not good. Defense for the Giants, they didn't tackle well. I go back to the play. Noah Fant, 50-yard play that got him down to the 1-yard line, and they ran the ball for 121 yards and averaged 5.3 yards per pop. No turnover forced yet again. Giants have played 4 football games and not turned it over. This is absolutely brutal. Look at these numbers. The Giants had 248 yards of offense, less than 4 yards per play. They were 27 of 34 for 136 yards. They ran the ball 29 times at 112 yards. I think 50-plus of those came from Daniel Jones. Matt Breida was a non-factor, and you had 3 turnovers. Daniel Jones fumbled, and he threw 2 interceptions. Look, you can blame the offensive line all you want. They were awful. They allowed 11 sacks. The worst offensive line performance that's going to be in the NFL this season. But at the end of the day, he threw 2 terrible interceptions. He evaded the pocket with the ball in one hand, ball with 2 hands. It's simple, simple stuff. Take care of the football. If you don't do that as a quarterback, you're never going to have success, and that's always been the Achilles heel for Daniel Jones. He avoided the turnover bug last year. Can't say he's done so far this year. The most alarming thing is the Seattle Seahawks are not a good defense. Coming into tonight, the Seattle Seahawks were giving up 29.3 points per game. That was ranked 29th in the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks were giving up 407 passing yards. Total yards, 407 total yards before tonight's game. That's 29th in the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks were giving up 328 passing yards. That is ranked 31st. Look at what the opposing quarterbacks have done versus Seattle Seahawks. Matt Stafford was 24 of 38 for 334 yards. Jared Goff was 28 of 25, 3 touchdowns, and 323 yards. Andy Dalton threw for 361 yards and had 2 touchdowns versus Seattle Seahawks. And Daniel Jones, 27 completions for 203 yards and 3 turnovers. Did the offensive line give him any favors? No. But let's be honest. Before the sacks started piling up in that second half, Daniel Jones wasn't good before that. He wasn't. You can use that as a crutch as long as you want to. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. He's not good. This offensive line is not good. Mike Kafka is not good. This team is no good. Michael Hyde, coming in with a $5 super chat, says Daniel Jones will have nightmares about getting sacked tonight. 11 sacks. The Giants have scored the least amount of points in NFL history through 2 games. The Giants have scored 3 points at home this year, the lowest amount in NFL history in 2 games. Michael, he's also going to have nightmares about Devon Witherspoon, pick 6, and a lot more. He might start having nightmares about being a backup quarterback next year. Tone, are we tanking? And I didn't get the message. And if so, who are we tanking for if DJ got paid? I'll tell you this much. If the Giants, who play Miami next week, and then Buffalo the following week, if you are 1-5, you start trading players. It's that simple. Saquon Barkley, Leonard Williams, Adoree Jackson, Xavier McKinney, all guys on expiring deals. But it goes deeper than that. If the Giants are picking inside the top 10 next year, you have to cut Daniel Jones. You have to. You have to when you draft a quarterback. That's what happens. If you pick inside the top 10, you draft a quarterback. Because the one we have right now, as much as I like him for how hard he works, how he embodies what it means to be a New York Giant, he simply is not good enough. And you're only as good as your quarterback in this league. Is the season over? Doesn't get any easier. Miami next week, Buffalo the following week. Oh, man. Yeah. This season is over. It absolutely is. Oh, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Look, defense played fine. The Seahawks had 2 offensive drives that went more than 40 yards. So not on the defense. The Giants have lost 64-3 at home. People are wearing bags at the stadium. Oh, man. Not good. I'll say this. I should have said at the top of the show. The Giants need to fire Bobby Johnson, their offensive line coach. The Seahawks were with 3 backup offensive linemen, and their team didn't fall apart. Thomas McGahee, the Giants special teams coordinator, should be fired. I believe the Giants had 5 penalties on special teams tonight, including a botched kick return that had the ball down inside the 10-yard line, a fumble, by Eric Gray as well. Golly, it's bad. It's bad. Just going through my Twitter timeline. Giants are 1-3. Miami next week. Buffalo the week. Out there. All righty. I appreciate you guys. If you haven't yet, give me a follow on Twitter. We'll keep you in the latest. As we're also getting this. Devon Witherspoon on Daniel Jones. We knew he liked to stare down his first target. If a rookie cornerback is saying that about you, that's a problem. A rookie cornerback noticed that Daniel Jones likes to stare down his first target. Ridiculous. All righty. We'll see you later.